Okay, so once you've opened up your image in Photoshop, what you want to do is go to image size. Then you can tell, okay, wow, the height of this image is 45 inches, obviously way too big. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the resolution to 150 just so it's a little bit better. But then what you want to do is grab the biggest number here, either height or width. In my case here, it's height. I'm going to change that to 11. If constraint proportions is checked, it's going to automatically change the width too, and that's perfect. It might go tiny, but all you're going to do is hit Command plus or Command minus to zoom in or out. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how this tool works. The clone stamp tool itself is right here on the left hand side. There is one hidden underneath. Make sure it doesn't say pattern stamp. Make sure it says clone stamp. Okay, and you'll notice up here that it acts very much like a brush. It uses brushes. Okay, and there's a hard edge brush and a soft edge brush. Okay, you always want to be using a soft edge brush because it blends a lot better. Okay, so I'm just going to pick any one of those. And now if you look at my screen, you're going to see this little dot. Okay, that's the size of the brush. If you see this little target, you have to hit caps lock. Okay, so you do not want to see this because it won't let you actually view the correct size of your brush. But now again, I've told you a shortcut how to increase and minimize the size of your brush, just like I'm doing right now. And if you look down at your keyboard at the letter P, the one to the right of that, the left hand bracket, is actually making my brush smaller. And the one to the right of that, the right hand bracket, is making it larger. This is very important as you're going to switch almost constantly over the whole image. Okay, so again, now what we do, unlock the background layer by just double clicking it. Normally when we click on it, I already have it loaded. It will give you an error saying, hey, I couldn't do it because you haven't defined the area. So the first thing you have to do with this tool is start off somewhere and tell it where you want to steal from. So I'm going to start off with right here. And in order to tell it where to steal from, you have to give it a command, which is the option button. So you can see here, whenever I press the option button, it turns into a target. So I'm going to say, hey, I want to steal from over here. And now when I go over the bar, you can kind of see that there's like a white spot. Okay, and whenever I click, you can kind of see the little plus mark. Okay, that's telling me, hey, I'm stealing from this area. I'm just making little clicks. Okay, and again, you have to change this all the time. So now I'm going to steal from this side and do the top. Okay, and it disappears. So now when I get to the actual tiger itself, it gets a little harder when you're trying to work with the lines because you have to follow the lines. So for example, I will steal from here and I'm just going to click and follow the line. I'm going to keep stealing. Basically, I'm hitting option all the time because I have to tell it where I'm stealing from. Okay, so follow these lines. I'm hitting option. Change the size of your brush too to fit, right? Okay, and up here, I'm going to go from this side. I'm going to steal up here. I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller so I can kind of fine tune this. And then I'm going to keep going. Steal from this side. This one is a little bit more challenging because of all the different colors in the tiger. But all I'm doing is regularly changing where I'm stealing from by hitting option and then making little clicks to move it around. Okay, so now if I zoom out, it looks like there's a hole in the fence. Okay, so even if you zoom in and it looks kind of funky, you can kind of get a sense, hey, look, it looks like a giant hole. I've done it correctly. Okay, so I would just keep going on this image. This one is small enough that I have areas around it to steal from, so I'm not too worried about it not working. It would be actually impossible to remove the lion or the tiger from this image because there's not enough surrounding stuff to steal from, right? So you got to keep that in mind. I'll keep working on this image and I'll upload it to the blog.